Hi, this is Chris from LaHave River Berry Farm. This is our main Haskap orchard, and it's early May. Pretty early in the morning. We're looking at about 8 or 9 degrees centigrade at the moment. And I've had this orchard, done videos of this orchard before, and I just wanted to give a little update on this one. As you can see, the orchard's doing quite well. It's just, these guys are just starting to come into bloom. There's still a lot more blooms to be produced and a lot more foliage. One of the things that I've noticed this year that I thought was kind of interesting to discuss is the amount of bumblebees that we have, and why they're so, for us, these guys are absolutely critical. They are the best pollinators. These are queen bumblebees. You can tell the difference. First, it's very early in the spring. Secondly, the size. The workers will be about half the size of these girls. So bumblebees are native to North America. Honeybees have been imported by us Europeans. They were not here until we brought them here. We have 3 honeybee hives, and there's not a single honeybee in these Hascap plants. But we've got queen bumblebees everywhere. And these ladies will do between 6,000 to 8,000 flowers per day. Fine with them to come out around 0 degrees centigrade, and they will just carry on in these plants all day long. Even in light rain, they'll still be out here working. Typically, you can usually come through our orchard and count, 20, 30 maybe of these bumblebees, but it's gotten to the point I can't even count them today. There's just too many of them. The biggest thing is habitat for bumblebees, and you can see this orchard is literally in the middle of a boreal forest, and this gives them lots of habitat to build their nests. So bumblebees will build a nest. The queens, they'll build a nest for a season, and that at the end of the season they'll raise queens and the nest will die, and the queens will go out and overwinter underneath leaf debris and wherever else they can find a spot to overwinter, mouse hole or something like that. And they will then come out in the spring like they are right now, and queen will gather resources, and this is a critical time for these bumblebees to survive. If they can't gather enough nectar and pollen, they can't raise young, then the hive will die, the queen will die. So right now we're seeing a tremendous amount this year, which is really good. That means they've overwintered really well. Just 2 different species that I can see: an eastern common bumblebee and the tricolored bumblebee is all I've seen in this orchard this year at the moment. And maybe I'll see another. We used to have 3 species, but just typically just the eastern common bumblebee is the one we see the most of. So since I've noticed on our farm with Haskap, when we planted them, we had always had bumblebees, but now we have a lot more than we've ever had before. And when I walk along here, it's almost every single plant has at least 1 bumblebee in it. Some of them 2 or 3, depending on where we are with the flowers. So these bumblebees will soon have workers, so I should see in another week or so the worker bumblebees in here as well, which will also be good because there's still lots of blooms to come. You can see here Under here, these guys are not opened up yet, but they're just coming. So we're really just kind of seeing the initial blooms, but there's going to be lots more that will follow along. So for us, pollination with bumblebees is definitely our biggest, our most important pollinator. So the regular honeybees, once the bloom gets going, they'll also be into these as well. But right now they're sticking with mostly dandelions and whatever else they can find elsewhere. But yeah, so this orchard is doing quite well for us. These are Maxine Thompson varieties. They're a late, I would call them a late variety. And we've got Boreal, Beast and Beauty and Blizzard that we'll also harvest this year, and they're blooming exactly the same time as these plants, and very compatible. But yeah, so this is something that we really pay close attention to, is how is our pollination coming. Get a lot of questions where people saying, oh, I've got Haskap plants, I don't get any berries. And we always ask, well, how did you see if you had pollination? Do you net? All these things are quite key. But yeah, so if you're in an area where you can promote your native pollinators, Haskap plants are a great way to help these native pollinators get going in the spring, get their nests built, and everyone says they're always having trouble, lots of problems with not enough pollinators. Well, these plants are a great way to help native pollinators get going in the spring. You'll see mason bees in these as well. Not as many as you see of the bumblebees, but they are around. And you also see yellow jackets from time to time too. So they are important pollinators as well. Anyway, that's it.